Wednesday, August 31st. A closed mouth. The most powerful examples of meekness in the crucible come from Jesus. When he said to come and learn of me, for I am weak and lowly in heart. Matthew 11:29. He meant it in ways we probably can't imagine. 1 Peter 2:18-25 says, "You who are slaves must accept the authority of your masters. Do whatever they tell you, not only if they are kind and reasonable, but even if they are harsh. For God is pleased with you when, for the sake of your conscience, you patiently endure unfair treatment. Of course, you get no credit for being patient if you are beaten for doing wrong. But if you suffer for doing right and are patient beneath the blows, God is pleased with you." This suffering is all part of what God has called you to. Christ, who suffered for you, is your example. Follow in his steps. He never sinned, and he never deceived anyone. He did not retaliate when he was insulted. When he suffered, he did not threaten to get even. He left his case in the hands of God, who always judges fairly. He personally carried away our sins in his own body on the cross, so we can be dead to sin and live for what is right. You have been healed by his wounds. Once you were wandering like lost sheep, but now you have turned to your shepherd, the guardian of your souls. Peter is offering some surprising advice to slaves. He describes how Jesus responded to unjust and painful treatment and suggests to them that he has left them an example that you should follow his steps. 1 Peter 2:21. What principles of meekness and humility in the crucible can we learn from Jesus' example as expressed here by Peter? It is terrible to watch someone else treat another unjustly, and it is extremely painful when we are on the receiving end of such treatment. Because we normally have a strong sense of justice, when injustice occurs, our instincts are to put things right, while holding on to what we believe to be a righteous and just anger. It is not easy to live meekly. It is perhaps impossible unless we embrace one critical truth, that in all unjust situations we must believe that our Father in heaven is in control and that he will act on our behalf when it is according to his will. This also means that we must be open to the possibility that, like Jesus, we may not always be saved from injustice, but we must always remember that our Father in heaven is still with us and in charge. Peter's advice, modeled on Jesus' life, is surprising because it seems that silence in the face of unjust suffering is a greater witness to the glory of God than putting people right. When questioned by Caiaphas and Pilate, Jesus could have said a lot of things to correct the situation and to justify himself, but he didn't. His silence was a testimony to his meekness. How do you deal with situations in which you have been treated unfairly? How can you better apply some of the principles looked at here today to your own life? From Letter 99, June 18, 1886, it says, "It is not how much feeling we manifest over injustice in treatment that evidences strength of character, but it is the self-control, the firm check put upon a strong emotion that evidences strength of character and the Spirit of Jesus. The tree of life in the midst of the paradise of God is to be given to the overcomer. It is the reward given to the conquest to toil and self-sacrifice, to the working of Christian who will fight the good fight of faith. We must be nobly striving and fighting for the victory. The grace of Christ will be given to all who fight lawfully. From the book My Life Today, page 193, it says, "A Christian will cultivate a meek and quiet spirit. He will be calm, considerate of others, and will have a happy temper that sickness will not make irritable, or the weather or circumstances disturb. The children of God never forget to do good. Good works are spontaneous with them, for God has transformed their natures by His grace." Have a blessed day.